This is a natural dietary supplement extract from tropical sorghum biocolor, researched, refined and confirmed as a powerful antioxidant. It will increase your blood to required levels and boost your immune system rapidly. Jobelyn improves the fertility rate in both men and women. Jobelyn protects and provides energy for mother and child all through pregnancy and at childbirth. Jobelyn purifies your blood. It deters and effectively controls chronic heart diseases and blood-related conditions like hypertension, arthritis, diabetes, sickle-cell anemia, stroke, and even HIV and AIDS. Daily intake of Jobelyn protects the body from infections and guarantees a healthy and happy family. Jobelyn has no known adverse effects. Produced by Health Forever Products Limited, Dikpeolu Street off Obafemi Awolowo Way, Ikeja, Lagos, Nigeria. Available in sachets and capsules for adults and syrup for children in all leading pharmaceuticals nationwide. Consult your physician for prescription.
30 capsule Jobelyn now comes in a new pack.
Live healthy. Live Jobelyn.
Malaria is the main cause people go to hospitals, 6 out of 10. Malaria is responsible for a quarter of the deaths in young children. In rural Africa, 2 children die per minute from malaria. 1 out of 10 pregnant women die from malaria. Malaria causes poverty and reduces the money families use to raise their children. Malaria makes children miss school regularly, makes them dull children. Malaria is a serious illness and should not be called ordinary malaria again. Today, we discuss that disease that was once ordinary but now wears the garb of a deadly disease. What can be responsible for all these?
Malaria has always been in the African continent and it has killed millions and millions of people. Malaria is a word that originated from the Italian word malaria, that is foul place, because they always noticed this disease wherever there was a marshy land, so they call it bad land, the origin of malaria. But let's go away from that. Let's talk about the causes of malaria in this 21st century that we know a lot of science. Malaria is caused by little germs, little microorganisms called Plasmodium. There are thousands and thousands and thousands of types of Plasmodium, but we are concerned about those that cause malaria. There are basically 4 of them. The most dangerous, and that one that really kills a lot of people, is called falciparum, Plasmodium falciparum. We have the vivax, we have the ovale, and of course we have the malariae. These ones also cause malaria, but like I said, the most dangerous is falciparum, Plasmodium falciparum. Interesting thing, these plasmodia, they love eating red blood cells. So when they get into the human body, their first station of call is to the liver, where they feed on the sugar there, that is the glycogen in the liver. Why do they do this? They want to enjoy themselves and gain a lot of energy. By the way, I think I have to mention quickly that these malaria parasites, the plasmodia, are introduced into the human body by the female Anopheles mosquito trying to feed its young ones. That's why it looks for blood to feed the young ones. So it goes around and sucks the blood from humans. Unfortunately, while sucking the blood of humans, it inadvertently introduced this plasmodia into the human's bloodstream. Once this plasmodia gets into the human's bloodstream, they head for the liver because they are looking for the sugar content in the liver there. And when they get there, they go into the liver cells, feed on the sugar there, and come out multiplied over thousands of times. Now when they come out of the liver cells, they head for their real a la carte, the best food they were looking for, that is the red blood cells. And they go inside these red blood cells. One plasmodium gets into the red blood cells, and about 1,000 offsprings come out of them. And in so doing, they destroy all the red blood cells that they have invaded. I mean, after producing about 1,000 of their offsprings, nothing is left of these poor red blood cells. And for the poor individual who has this infection, many millions of red blood cells are destroyed, leading to anemia, which means insufficiency of the red blood cells. It's been discovered recently that these malaria parasites do not only feed on the red blood cells, but they produce inflammatory substances called cytokines. It is these cytokines that they produce that cause fever, muscle pains, joint pains, headaches, cause the vomitings, and cause the abdominal pains. And of course, this is where you will discover how Jobelyn is very effective in the control of the symptoms of malaria. Because of one simple thing, Jobelyn reduces the quantity of cytokines. We will talk about this later on.
There is so much emphasis on children under 5 years and pregnant women in management of malaria. Who are most at risk of malaria and why?
In the case of malaria, we are very particular in increasing the resistance of the red blood cells, increasing the resistance of the body cells against the invading red blood cells. It is not surprising for you to find a very old lady in the village who is exposed to the bites of the Anopheles mosquitoes, never developing malaria. It is very common to find the security guards who sleep unprotected outside the house, beaten all night long, all day long by these Anopheles mosquitoes, never developing malaria. It's simple. It's simply because they have developed a high level of immunity against the invasion, against this invading plasmodium. But look at children under the age of 5 years. Look at pregnant women. It's been discovered that these poor little children under the age of 5 and pregnant women have a reduced immune system function. Therefore, they fall easy prey to the attacking of these plasmodia. Not only that, Nigerians or people who have lived in Nigeria before but have relocated abroad and who have lived a long period abroad have decreased functioning of their immune system against malaria, so that such people who come back, who relocate to the country, especially those who relocate to the villages where this plasmodia is very common because of the presence of Anopheles mosquito, fall easy victim to malaria because of their reduced immunity. Apart from them, it is very, very apparent that people who suffer from sickle-cell disease, who end up being anemic, whenever they have serious malaria, it is usually disastrous, because apart from them naturally being anemic, if they were to have a serious attack of malaria, the plasmodia consuming more of their red blood cells, it means further anemia and very serious condition. And of course, we have to talk about people who develop conditions where their resistance has been reduced tremendously. The people living with HIV/AIDS, especially those who have developed AIDS, these people's resistance to diseases has been tremendously reduced. So having a bout of malaria could be very, very serious with them. So you look at all these conditions, you look at what you have to do. The first thing I will advise you is to consistently do things that boost your immune system. And as usual, I've always said it, if you live in Africa, if you live in malaria endemic areas, you have to do those things that boost your immune system. And there is no better way that I know of than taking Jobelyn to boost your immune system and therefore to be more resistant to malaria attack.